I guess let's jump into creativity. I was watching your Jim Quick interview, and in part of it, he was saying that he believes that the future belongs to the creatives, especially because of where we're going with AI. And that stuff has only gotten crazier since that interview has come out. Do you believe that everyone has the ability to tap into creativity, or are some people born with this je ne sais quoi, and some people are just more analytical and don't have that capability?
Yeah, I would say everybody is a creative. Not everybody's an artist per se. However, I think that yeah, I think we're all born with an innate desire to create, and sometimes people's creations could be their business. It could be spreadsheets. Like I think creating is whatever you're creating from nothing to something, and it gives you joy and it puts you into a flow state because creativity is it's a state of mind, really. Creating your life is a state of mind. I just did a video is like, what's the one biggest mindset shift that has revolutionized my life? And it's the mindset of creativity because if we live in a space of creativity where creativity is problem solving, creativity is innovation, creativity is choosing what you want your life to be, choosing, taking responsibility for your life, like 100% responsibility for everything that you create in your life, whether it's good results or bad results, you still created it. So I think creativity it's a mindset really over anything. Art is a whole nother idea, right? Like, and I think there's a lot of artists out there that just haven't even like given themselves the time to develop that art. And so sometimes you don't even know, a lot of times people will say like, "Oh, I'm not an artist," but like, have you really given yourself the time to develop that art? If that's really, I think if you've given a lot of time to it and then you're just not good, maybe that's not your outlet. However, if you enjoy it and it brings you joy, it doesn't have to. I think it's really about finding what brings you joy, and a lot of those things are like, what did you use to create as a kid? For me, I used drawing and painting as a kid, and I enjoyed it. But it's like, and also how much did your parents allow you to? And there's all these different things that I think make that idea.
How
They make
so how do you start to I think it's beautiful to go back to your earlier childhood memories and try to find what sparked joy and what was your creative expression like before we kinda calloused up or the world told us that art is a dead end. Because I think that's a common narrative we hear a lot is that art's not gonna make you money, or there's that starving artist mentality, or that they're just kind of wandering people and it's not disciplined. And the more that I've been reading on it, so it's funny because a lot of books that you've mentioned, I've had one of my friends throw my way, and I'm like, I'm not an artist. I don't need these books. So as I was watching your content, I just felt like it was another sign for me to read those books. So I quickly did the Blinks earlier today of them. I don't know if you know what the Blinks app is, but
Oh,
do you
is
use
it
it?
like is it? I think I've seen it. Is it just a quick synopsis of a book?
Yeah, it's incredible, and their library is massive. So I have the books, I will read them, but I did the Blinks, and one common thread throughout, one of them was the War of Art, the other one was The Artist's Way, and then, one of them was like a Stoic, The Art of Living, and a common thread throughout all of them was actually discipline, and like you mentioned, extreme accountability and taking ownership of, you are creating your reality. And then without those things, that's kind of what some people were calling either a resistance or, like, almost like hindrances that you put in your own way without knowing because you want to avoid failure. So you want to avoid the thing that everyone told you is going to inevitably happen if you take the creative pathway. So I guess first, did you have those, narratives growing up? Like, did you have a supportive system that encouraged that creative outlet, or did you have a lot of undoing there?
Yeah, so it's interesting. I did have a creative outlet. My parents were always very encouraging me to play and to create and to draw and do whatever I really wanted. And that was such a blessing. I also grew up in a very conservative Christian upbringing, which was also repressive in and of itself. And it's funny because I've been doing a lot of like I'm building out. I help people with their personal brands, and I'm building out a course called Identity Alchemy. And this is kind of one of the biggest things that just came up is like, for me, I was making art as a kid because I was repressed in different ways, and art was my own way of liberating myself. And then that grew into down the road helping other people, doing photography and helping other people see themselves through what I'm creating, in a different medium. But yeah, like it was this. I was able. I was blessed to be able to have parents who very much encouraged me to practice art, to play around with it, to do whatever I wanted. And it was just funny how this, like, it all kind of just transpired into this other outlet that I didn't even know was happening. It was just like subconsciously happening as I was creating.